Hey everybody, Ryan here. Alright, I'm going to go over all the player stats as of the end of the day today on the 20th of March 2021. Alright, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. Getting close to 50 subscriber mark. Want to hit that soon, so thank you if you have done so already. If not, please hit that button. It helps me out, helps this channel out. Alright, let's get started with the player stats. Alright, so like I said in the goalie video, if you haven't seen it already, I lost my computer updated itself, and I had not saved my previous files, so I lost the previous uh, video that I did. So I lost the stats. So I'm only going to go over what is currently the stats instead of comparing from the previous one. All right, starting with goals, we got Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid tied for first with 21 goals each. Matthews has really slowed down of late. McDavid has started to heat up. So, who knows? We might see Connor McDavid win his first Maurice Richard trophy as top goal scorer. Maybe. No guarantee at this point, of course. But still, he's got, 22 more games left on his year where Austin Matthews missed games. So he's fairly close, I want to say, in how many games he has left. All right, Leon Draisaitl and Tyler Toffoli are behind them with 18. If you had told me Tyler Toffoli would be possibly heading towards our Maurice Richard trophy this year, I would never said, yeah, sure. I would have said, nah, I don't think so. Hasn't shown that in the past. Well, I would have been wrong because he is showing it this year. Doesn't matter about the past because we're on this year now. All right, Shorthanded is really heating up. He's at 17 goals. Excuse me for a second. Sorry, remnant from my cold from last week. Alex DeBrincat is starting to heat up again. Brock Besser is still there. Max Pacioretty is at 16, and so is Kyle Connor. Steven Stamkos and Nikolai Ehlers pulling up the last spots with 15. Dang it. I hate coughing, sorry. All right. Now on to assists. Connor McDavid leads in that category, 39 assists, followed by his teammate Leon Draisaitl with 32. Patrick Kane's getting up there now with 30. Mitch Marner, 28. Then you got Kopitar with 27. Tyson Barrie, Victor Hedman, Quinn Hughes. Seems to be all defensemen in this list. Have 26 assists. Mark Scheifele and Mark Stone had 25, and that's your top 10 in the assist category. I mean, Tyson Barrie is probably the biggest surprise on that list, just because he had such a bad year with Toronto last year. But granted, he is playing with McDavid and Draisaitl, so not surprising he's getting the assists finally. I mean, Victor Hedman, not surprising. Quinn Hughes, I mean, I guess you can say it's surprising, but not really. I mean, it's more surprising he only has 2 goals than 26 assists, honestly. All right, on to points. Connor McDavid is our only 60-point person at this point. He has 60 points in 34 games. That's ridiculous. At least in this current day. I mean, if it was Gretzky and Lemieux back in the day, they'd probably be at about 100 already, most likely. Because they were just disgustingly good. So, I mean, if McDavid was playing back then, he probably would have been up there with him. Honestly. I mean, oh, God, could you imagine McDavid and Gretzky being on the same team? Ugh. It's bad enough it was Gretzky and Messier as the 2 main centers for Edmonton back in the day. Eesh. Anyways. Patrick Kane is up there as well, 42 points. Mitch Marner's having a great year for Toronto, 40 points. Mark Scheifele having another phenomenal year for Winnipeg with 37. Austin Matthews, like I said, he's been slowing down of late because he's been nagged with that wrist injury. So 36 points he's at. Mikko Rantanen starting to get good when it matters most, 35 points. Anze Kopitar, Mark Stone, Alexander Barkov, and Jonathan Huberdeau all with 35 as well. And Barkov and Huberdeau, that Florida team, surprising the hell out of me. I don't know about the rest of you. If you're a Florida fan, maybe you expected it. I don't think anybody else in the league really saw the emergence of Florida this year. I think we all figured they might fight for the 4th spot, but at this point, they're fighting for a possible 1st spot in that division. So, let's see how this ends up because so far it's been fun to watch. All right, on to plus minus. I know this is a category that a lot of people see as, oh, who cares? Because it's not an important category to a lot of people, but to me, it's still a very important category because you can tell who is an effective, even strength player for the most part. I mean, Joel Edmondson, 20 plus 24 is leading the league. Leon Draisaitl plus 23. Then you got Darnell Nurse at plus 21. You're only three with plus 20 or higher. Then you got Mark Stone plus 18. Devon Taves for Colorado there plus 17. Nathan McKinnon plus 16. To me, the most shocking thing for McKinnon is he only has 9 goals at this point. I would not have pegged, for how good Colorado is doing at this point, him to have only 9 goals in 25 games. I want to look back and see what he had last year at this point, but it seems like it was more than this, honestly. I mean, granted, he did have an injury at one point, so understandable, and it was a concussion, I believe. But still, it's kind of surprising. McDavid is a plus 15. You got Zach Hyman, Mitch Marner, TJ Brody, all teammates, ironically, with plus 14. Chandler Stevenson, Carter Verhaeghe, Mikko Rantanen, Philip Deneau, and Jeff Petrie, all with plus 14 as well. So, when you look at the names there, definitely the high offensive teams. Not surprising there. I mean, Carter Verhaeghe, Tampa let this guy go for nothing. And he's just killing it with Florida this year. 23 points in 30 games at plus 14. I'd say he's earned a fairly large contract next time it comes around if he can repeat it. I can't remember if he has a multi-year or a one-year contract. I gotta look that up. All right. On to penalty minutes. I know this one probably isn't huge for a lot of people anymore, but you can tell who gets in more trouble this way. Trent Frederick leads the league with 53. Brendan Lemieux, ironic, those two have gotten at each other all year. 50 penalty minutes for Brendan. And then Eric Gudbranson at 47, Pat Maroon 46, Zach Bogosian at 45. I honestly don't even remember him getting into a fight all year, honestly. Ben Sherratt at 44, Lawson Krause at 42, Tyler Myers 41, Darnell Nurse, Austin Watson at 40. Kind of surprised Nicholas Delorier for Anaheim hasn't been up there. How bad they've been. Why hasn't he been fighting more? Fight, damn it. Yeah, anyways. It's fun to watch the fights. I know it's not for everyone, but it's like that whole thing with Jujhar Khaira getting injured. It's like, did he have to take the fight? No. Is that part of his job on that team? Yes. Is it unfortunate he got hurt? Of course it's unfortunate. But you know what? You don't go to a UFC fight to watch people hold each other. You go to a UFC fight to see people punch and hurt each other. It's like that with a fight in hockey. You don't watch a fight to see people say, oh, how you doing, and slap each other's back. No, you watch it because you want to see people punching each other. Because you know what? It may not be the gladiator games, but it's the closest dang thing we got. Because nobody wants to see each other hack each other to death with crap, but you know what? Punching each other? Okay. I mean, people watch boxing, no problem, but when it comes to hockey fighting, some people freak out over it. It's like, it's not as prevalent as it used to be, so get over it. Just move on. If it goes away on its own, it goes away on its own. But let the players have the choice. They want to take that chance, take that chance. They don't, then they don't. I mean, do you see people like McDavid fighting? No, because he doesn't want to, and that's fine. That's his choice. But you know what? They got Zach Kassian and Jujhar Khaira to do that for him. It's like Wayne Gretzky. He complained about fighting all the time. Yet he always had people like Dave Semenko and Marty McSorley on his team, protecting his freaking head. So you can complain all you want, but your career would have been a lot less active if it wasn't for them protecting you. Sorry, you don't agree with it? That's fine. I don't care. But that's the way I see it. That's the way I believe it to be. I used to always try and get into fights all the time when I played hockey because it was fun. But you know what? It does hurt. It doesn't tickle. But you know what? Some people, that's their livelihood. So, is it that way anymore? Does Trent Frederick have other qualities? Of course. That's Brendan Lemieux, of course. Pat Maroon does as well. But you know what? If they want to stick up for a teammate, let them stick up for a teammate. Move on. Some writers just don't get it because they don't know. They've been watching the game their whole life, but that doesn't mean you played and understand it from a personal perspective. I mean, like I said, some players view it differently, and that's fine. But you know what? Just outright getting rid of it because of one injury is just stupid. That's just ridiculous. All right, moving on from my rant. Sorry about that. God, throat's killing me today again. Even strength points are, their leader is Connor McDavid. Shocker there. 37 of his 60 are on even strength. Followed by Draisaitl with 29, Kane 28, Stone 27, Marner, Scheifele, Matthews all with 26, Pacioretty and Ehlers with 25, Bjorkstrand and O'Reilly with 24. Powerplay points, McDavid, shocker, is leading that one too with 23, followed by Kopitar and Draisaitl with 20. Oh my gosh, Draisaitl's not directly behind him in this one. Granted, he's tied with Kopitar, but still. Let's see. Victor Hedman with 18. Pavelski, Huberdeau, Palat, Doughty, and Nugent Hopkins all with 15. Then you got Patrick Kane, Quinn Hughes, Tyson Barrie, and JT Miller with 14. So, I mean, granted, other than Dallas and Chicago, who just fell out of a playoff position, and the two Vancouver guys, and LA's Kopitar up there, but everybody else is in the playoffs. I mean, not surprising there that and Doughty. I forgot about Doughty, sorry. I mean, Chicago's still fighting for a spot. LA's fighting for a spot. Vancouver now suddenly is, after being so god-awful for such a big stretch there. All right, shorthanded points. Always fun to look at. I mean, Cam Atkinson leads with 4, and all of them goals, ironically. Nick Foligno, his teammate, 3 assists on those. I'm guessing those 3 assists are on those 4 goals at some point or another. Granted, not on one of them, but still. Brad Marchand and Tyler Toffoli also with 3. Then you see the huge list of guys with 2. There's a bunch of guys with 1, but I didn't want to list all that because it'd take forever to go through all that. So, not surprising. I mean, it's the usual suspects with the shorthanded points. I don't think anybody's really surprising. I mean, you got Arturi Lehkonen and Teddy Bluger. But, I mean, for Arturi Lehkonen, that's 2 of his 4 points on the year came in shorthanded form. Both of his goals, I'm sorry. His 2 assists didn't come in the shorthanded area. I mean, other than that, pretty much everybody else is not surprising. Game-winning goals. I'm adding this category because this time of year, it's good to see who's really getting those goals that matter most. And Austin Matthews has 7 game-winning goals to lead the league. He is followed by Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Mark Stone with 6 each. So that means Edmonton right there is 12 between those 2 players. Not surprising. Probably most of those against Ottawa. All right, then you got Ovechkin with 5. Then you got a huge list of guys with 4 there. I mean, Frank Vatrano has 4 of them. That's good for him. Good for Florida. That's 4 of his 10. I mean, let's see. Wait. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong. I looked at assists for Vatrano. I'm like, how does he have 3 goals and 4 game-winning goals? Oh, wait. I wonder if they count shootout goals here. But no, he has 10 goals, so it doesn't matter. Our lowest one is JT Miller with 9, and he has 4 game-winning goals. Same with Landeskog and Robbie Fabry. So they have 5 goals, that all 3 of them that weren't game winners. That's pretty big. That's pretty good. Definitely want those guys on your team. All right, that's all I got for the player stats this time. Like I said, I'll have the comparison for next time. I'll try and do these every 2 weeks because every week it's getting a bit hectic to do that. But, all right. Anyways, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you have not done so already. Helps me out, helps this channel out. Shooting for 50. I'm at 46, I believe, 47, something like that. I haven't looked in the last little bit, but I think I was about there. So, almost there. Help me get there. All right, let me know what you think of the stats. What do you think it shows for some of these teams who should be better or should be, I guess, not as good because you don't see anybody there yet. They're still a top team. So let me know what you think of the stats, what they show you. All right, other than that, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.